Good afternoon. We would like to welcome you to the 2016 CIAA postgame wrap-up. We are joined by the Panthers of Virginia Union University, led by head coach Anne Marie Gilbert. Coach, if you could introduce your student athletes that are joining us and open up with some additional comments about today's game.
Yes, we have Kiana Johnson, senior, Lady Walker, junior, and Taylor White, senior. In regard to today's game, I'm just really proud of our effort coming off of a tough Chowan game over the last weekend prior to coming to the CIAA tournament. I'm just really proud of the effort that our young ladies put together. We got off to a little bit of a slow start. Johnson C. Smith is a physical team, a big team, a very well-coached and disciplined team, and they tend to have our number early in ball games. We had a real dogfight against them down at Johnson C. Smith, so we knew this was going to be not necessarily a revenge game, but just a game to kind of show what we're made of. When we played them the first time around, we were coming off of 4 games in a 7-day period. We had just come from a tournament in Florida, making no excuses, but we just didn't play like ourselves, and we knew if we drew them in the CIAA tournament, it would be a different outcome. So just to see your team come out and score 84 points on the first night with 56 rebounds in a game that I think all the young ladies would agree it was not our best game, I'm just really proud of our effort.
The floor is now open for any questions or comments. If we could please start with the student athletes first.
Kiana, some other coaches earlier today and yesterday talked about the adjustment playing at Time Warner Center compared to their home gymnasiums. Obviously, depth perception issues and that. You guys really seemed comfortable today. Talk us through how you guys got through this first game here.
It's the same game, just a bigger stage. So we just wanted to come out and continue to do what we've been doing, follow Coach G's instructions, and we knew we would come out on top as long as we listened to the coach.
Next question for Lady. I believe you were on last year's squad, if I'm not mistaken. And so, what was the transition like going from your previous head coach to Coach Gilbert here?
The transition was easy because we trust in our coach and Coach G's system. As soon as she came in, we bought into her system. So the transition was really easy because the faith was there.
Yeah, tonight particularly, you talked about it's the same game, and that seems to be true for you throughout, especially 28 points tonight. What was really just flowing for you, not just today, but the entire season?
My teammates, they made it happen for me. The Johnson C. Smith coach had their power forward come and double me, so I knew that I would have to get my teammates open, and that's what I did. I just focused on passing, and the points came.
Is this the type of game that you all had circled, considering that you had played them earlier and lost?
Can you repeat the question?
Was this game circled in terms of playing Smith again?
Yeah, we had to go into the game knowing that we had to be more aggressive than we were the last game.
And if I could speak to that, I just want to say they're being very modest and polite. This game been circled for quite some time. We just thought that we may draw them again, and they were just so confident, and it just makes your job easier as a coach when your kids aren't rattled. We felt like we didn't play a great game the first time, but I think even when we played that game, we thought, wow, what a setup. We thought this might be the CIAA championship game, but we thought we would see them somewhere through the process, and I'm just so glad it turned out very positive for us.
Coach, a couple of questions. First, if you look at the stat lines, we saw a lady get it done inside, and then Ronnie Bell hitting 5 of 14 from downtown, and then Kiana just clutch on the line, only missed 1 foul shot out of 20. How much confidence does that give the Lady Panthers with the different ways that you can hurt them on offense?
This is the way that our team started playing, believe it or not. Our first few games, we were in the 80s, 90s, 100s. So to see this thing come full circle, they've worked so hard. This group, they deserve it so much. You know, they talk about listening to me. I also listen to them. You know, Kiana was saying, "Hey, coach, they're in zone or they're in man." You know, we'll make a call, but we trust one another, and I just think sky is the limit for how far this team can go. But we do have a lot of weapons. Some of them we didn't even use in today's game, but to see the ones that we did use, you know, 31 rebounds between Taylor White and Lady Walker, that gives you a lot of confidence as a coach that you're going to get some second chance opportunities. 31 rebounds between a team of people is a lot of rebounds, but when two people can get 31 rebounds, and I apologize to them up front because I'm always saying, you're not doing anything out there, then they'll come back and they have 18 rebounds. So ladies, good job, good job.
To that point, Coach, about a couple hours ago, the updated regional rankings come out, and Lady Panthers are still in 1, Siobhan is in 6, Shaw is in 7. That the CIAA has 3 teams in the regional rankings in the same region as the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference and the Mountain East. What does that speak to the parity that we're seeing here in the CIAA this season?
Well, I'm just excited about the growth of the CIAA. I hope that just being a new staff, that we've come in and added value in terms of our contribution to getting the country to take notice to the CIAA. You know, Shaw has already kind of laid the framework. They've won a national championship. Virginia Union back in '83 won a national championship. But I'm just glad to see how the teams are playing. All the teams in the CIAA have stepped up. You've seen some great performances here in the tournament already. But to have 3 teams in the regional ranking, you know, in the top 8, that is really tremendous. It's tremendous for our league. And I think the days of not respecting CIAA basketball are done. The future is very bright for our league.
Kiana, last question for you. You had your previous experience at Michigan State, and if I'm not mistaken, you were kind of sat out last season, just get away from basketball. How is it just getting back into the game after the 3 years out, and how did you end up in Richmond?
Getting back into basketball was pretty easy because even though I was sitting out, I was still working out. And I ended up in Richmond because of God, really. I was praying, asking God, I just need a sign. Wherever you want to send me is where I'm going to go. And I wasn't even being recruited by VUU at the time. But as soon as I said that prayer, maybe 2 minutes later, my high school coach called me and said, Coach G got the job at Union and wanted to know if I was interested in taking a visit. And from that moment, I knew I was coming to Union because that was the sign I needed.
Coach, can you talk about in any of the players, with 33-30 at halftime, you were worried? What was your halftime message about?
You want to answer that?
Go ahead, Lake.
I think that we weren't nervous. We knew that we had this game. We knew that we had to step it up. We knew that we weren't playing as well as we should have in the first half, especially the first quarter. We weren't playing like ourselves, but we knew that our shots were going to fall and we wouldn't get key rebounds.
This concludes this session of our post. Oh, okay.
I want to ask a question to all 4 of you young ladies. There are a lot of past generations you couldn't ask a question to, but I want each of you to tell me who your favorite WNBA player is.
All time or current?
Yeah, all time.
For me, it's Cheryl Swoops.
You don't have one?
Honestly,
I would say Cynthia Cooper. She's a personal friend, and she's just a great player.
I would say Candace Parker.
This concludes this session of our post-game wrap-up. We would like to thank you for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck in the next round of the tournament.